aren't necessarily those of Power 95. Ladies Room. Come see you compliments. Renwick Thompson and Company Limited. Agents for Western Union.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they're prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
And here we are back in the room for another edition, another episode of the Ladies Room. I hope everybody's doing well and ready to embrace whatever life throws at you today. It's Tuesday, March 7th, so let me start off by saying happy birthday to all the birthday people in the building, all the Pisces. I have a really late birthday greeting. I was pulled up this morning by my friend, Ras Jakai. Said I missed his birthday. I was cruising at that time, but he said I had internet on and off, so that is no excuse. So his birthday was February 11th. If Shame was a person, it would be me. Shame like dog. Anyways, as Jack, my humblest apology. And as he says, do not let it be a regular occurrence. So I've since penciled it on my calendar, on my reminders, so that will not happen again. All right, so belated birthday greetings to you for what it's worth. I need another job. I need a anybody hiring anywhere else? I need a second job because y'all are starting to stress me. This was the least stressful job ever, but y'all are starting to stress me these days. Y'all are starting to stress me these days. And I don't like it. So anybody knows of any vacancies, please let me know. I need another job so I can de-stress. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the room. And here, Pierre, where you come out with this belated birthday for your daughter? Where you was? That does not apply to you. Where have you been? Your daughter, Renisha, when was her birthday? When did she's supposed to tell me this in advance? So will you come out with this late birthday greeting? When was your daughter's birthday? Anyways, I hope she had a good day whenever it was. Shout out Pierre the barber inside of Brooklyn wants to wish his daughter, Renisha Boeing, a happy belated birthday. All right. Someone said the music was so good for a moment. I thought the doctor was in this morning. Guess we're giving the boys competition. Listen, I can hold my own. Any day we decide to have an in-house competition, I want to play for myself. I think that's something we should do this year. So let me check the marketing department. In-house DJ competition. Yeah. Set it up outside. The DJ will be doing their thing. Yesterday, the DJs will be doing their thing. And of course, let me do my set. We need to do that. Denise, I think we spoke about it a couple years ago. In-house DJ competition. We got some new DJs. We got some, I think we got the best DJs in Grenada, point blank, period. So let's have an in-house DJ competition and let the audience decide. We're going to have some judges and the audience will decide, together with the audience, will decide who is the winner. We'll have different categories. Yeah? I can handle them any day of the week. It's not that difficult to do. It's just like they're out there because that's the title, DJ. But I ain't afraid of them. Not the Scratch, not the Dre, not the Kevon, none of them. I can handle my own. Yeah. So imagine they come here and I beat all of them. Probably most they could do better than me is scratch all of them. But we ain't care about no scratching. Once you get the music and the right music, right? Right? So Denny, set up the stage. I mean, one big stage. Bungie say we're not no small fete. No, we're on big stage. We're going no small thing, no. Big stage. Out in the car park. Anywho's, y'all good? Everybody's good? We're up and running again. Morning to the onliners. Good morning to those of you listening via radio. Those of you on the live, come on in and share it as soon as you do. Shanti, as always, thank you for sharing. You're the designated sharer. So anybody you don't see, tag them at once, right? Now, me even calling the rest of y'all name because I realize I come here every day, call y'all out, and y'all don't even bringing one or two people in here. The only person I'm going to call out is Shanti because she comes in here, as soon as she gets in, hits the share button, tags people. The rest of you, whatever. So, we have a... Pierre, what are you talking about? Prove myself still. Prove still? The only time I have a DJ Pierre is on Friday. So there's no proving of self. I work by myself Monday to Thursday. Get it together. Alrighty? I ain't even taking no good morning from y'all. I'm not even seeing y'all this morning. The only person I saw this morning is Shantae because she did what she was supposed to do. The rest of you? Anywho's. So there's a yesterday was a really good, conversation, and this morning it's an even better conversation. So I would really love your feedback, especially those of you who have children, especially if you didn't have like a conversation prior to having children and you just got pregnant and stuff like that. What was that like for you? Because this person here is saying all of them sharing now. All of a sudden, everybody had to share. I can go back to the start of the live, and when I do, it shows the amount of people who share. Alright? Okay? It shows the amount of people who actually share. So, telling me y'all share, and I'm looking at it in front of me right now, and it's showing me who shared. Y'all are lying. Imagine if all you're lying in people's presence. What are you just doing in my absence? Y'all sitting in my presence lying and telling me y'all sharing. And the thing is showing me who shared. Oh boy. Let me exit this live, the abuse. There's nothing else happening anywhere. There's no sports and nothing. So exit to go away and do what? And be bored? Just sit down. Don't touch nothing and don't say anything. So, good morning, Shanti, and to the rest of the viewing public in the chat. Good morning. So, this person says she's sad, very sad, because she had such a great relationship with her partner, and after a year, found out she's unexpectedly pregnant. This is tearing us apart. I don't understand how a baby is tearing us apart when we had no problems. I'm fighting so hard to keep this baby and he doesn't want it. But he had a baby with someone he never even wanted to be with 12 years ago and was going to propose to me a week before we found out. How can he choose to have a baby with someone he hated and doesn't want a baby with someone he loves? This is killing me and doesn't make any sense. Debbie distracted me. I ain't even taking no according to people old talk can spend. I ain't even taking no thing, but I thank you. Good morning, Debbie, for that. The rest of you, yeah. There are so many ways we can look at this situation. And again, people, it boils down to communicating and understanding. Because like I said some time ago, you can communicate all you want, but if you don't comprehend, you don't understand, the communication will be in vain. Doesn't matter how much you talk. If you don't understand what was communicated to you, it's all for nothing. Now, There's a lot of people having sex, and for some reason seem to forget that one of the things that comes from unprotected sex, whether you're on um, pills, whatever, birth control, whether you're using contraceptives, some people seem to forget that that is one of the things that can arise out of unprotected sex. And even if you're using contraceptives, that may not be 100, but at least it works. People tend to forget that when you do that, apart from STDs, pregnancy is one of them. And if you were to talk to a whole lot of people, children or a child isn't something that is planned for or discussed a lot of the times. It just happens because we're sleeping together and you get up, oops, I missed my monthly, I think I'm pregnant. There was no prior conversation because based on conversations I've had a couple people in my inbox and saying, the same happened to them. People just sit and all we know, we get up tomorrow, we together. I'm a man, I'm a woman. But do we sit and have conversations regarding children? As much as people say children are a blessing and this, that, or the other, not everybody is cut out to be a parent. Like the discussion yesterday, not everybody wants to be married, not everybody wants to have children. And that is your right. Now, I can really understand how this is tearing you apart, like you said, and I honestly feel for you, but I'm trying to understand the dynamics between you and the gentleman, because it's obvious you had an idea as to how he felt about a previous child, right? And if we're being honest, he probably didn't even have that conversation with that person before as well, but he had a child with that person. He had a baby with someone he never even wanted to be with 12 years ago. Who is to say he even wanted a child 12 years ago? And you knowing that, did you sit and did you all have a conversation as to where you're going in terms of family? Is it something you want someday? Are we on the same page regarding that? Or you just, been with the person a year and we had sex, I got pregnant and I expect him to be fully on board with it. There's no one person to take the blame here because the both of you are swapping spits. So you can't say it's his fault or her fault. Both of you have to accept shared responsibility, because if he knew he felt a way about having children, he should be the one as well as you not being sure where he stands to be careful. Use protection or get an app on your phone, track your cycle, know when you're safe, when you're not, so as to not get into something that you're both not ready for. Because what I'm getting is he probably has some unresolved trauma, things that he's dealing with that probably scared him. A lot of the times we only look at the I and the me, but we don't look at the other person. You saying that he had a baby with someone that he doesn't even like, that he hates, right? So maybe that scared him. He's traumatized by that experience because, hate it or like it, we have some baby mothers. If I were to show and share some of the stories I get from men regarding certain baby mothers and the things that they put these men through on a daily basis, it's not always the man is a bad father or whatever the case might be, but for his own peace of mind sometimes he distances himself and the child is caught in the crossfire. If I were to share some of the stories that these men go through, and they don't just tell me, they show me, they send me screenshots of conversations of the things these women say to them and pound them and belittle them and, practically shred their manhood on a daily basis. Because, we women, our mouth is our strength. So we can say some really hurtful things that even though you're a big man and you figure, you're mature and all of that, it can poke at you. And if you continuously hear this on a daily basis, you can keep poking and chipping at your self-esteem as much as your man. So you never know what it was, what sort of relationship that he had with the previous child mother that probably scarred him and scared him. And he's like, probably doesn't want to go through that again. So people seriously need to stop just having sex and acting surprised when they're pregnant. or unexpected pregnancies. It's no longer a case of you have to hide and don't know. There's a smartphone. There's a million apps to know when you're safe to have, when it's not safe to have sex, all those things. So even if you don't want to go to contraceptive and use birth control and all of that, you can go the natural way and track it, know when you're ovulating and all those things. You have grown women who don't even know those things, but y'all know everybody has business. You don't even know when you're ovulating, when is your good time, bad time. Y'all don't even take time to find out and understand your own bodies, but you're there governing and policing other people's bodies and who on stage whining on Dexter Daps. But y'all not even taking time to police your own self and take care of yourself. When was the last time you had a pap smear? Anyways, that's a different conversation. I've been warned about bugging away. I've been doing good yesterday. Somebody said that I feel I'm bugging away. Stop and count to 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, back on track. Yeah. So my thing is, I can't put the blame solely on him. If you knew how he felt about the previous relationship where he had a child, that to me would have been a big red flag as to how he feels about having children. But somehow people seem to think a child is the end all and everything in a relationship. Y'all probably aren't paying attention. Sometimes your relationship going nice and smooth. Best man, best woman. Soon as child reach, you're wondering who is this devil. Man gone, you can't see him. It's like, I was reading, I think I saved it. I was reading a status. The woman said, somewhere in the States, this guy took a picture, did makeup on his face. That's how bad it is. Did makeup on his face, laid on a couch in a way to make it seem like he was in a coffin, and had his friend take a picture saying that he died, and posted, sent it to her either 3 or 4 years later. Only this woman thinking the father of her child is dead. This man moved to a whole nother state and started a whole other life just to get out of being a father to that child. Imagine somebody doing something so drastic to avoid paying child support and being a father to a child. The man had his friend take a picture of him laying on a couch. Like, they did it in such a way that it looked like he was in a coffin, on a white couch, and his arms folded on his chest, like, you know how they put the deceased people in the coffin. Face makeup white, and had the friend send the pictures to the woman, telling her that he died, while the man moved to a whole other state. So people are of the opinion that having a child will save a marriage or save a relationship. People are running away from responsibilities. Child ain't easy to mind and not cheap to mind. So that is something I keep saying. Y'all need to have conversations and stop just having sex willy-nilly. And then child problem every Monday morning. Man do good, man is dog, man this, they have to running up and down the courthouse step for $50 a week or $100 a month to buying a child. Protect yourself and prevent that. If you know that, hey, this person, we're not ready yet, we're not in a position, you could barely mind yourself. When you reach minding child and then talking about child must mind, and then you want to stress other people out. How about having conversations, planned pregnancies, that you go through the process together and you have a happy pregnancy? Instead, you're stressed throughout the whole thing. You don't bother already and it's worse now. People are just doing the most and not. I mean, in 2023, when we're just so open about everything, why are we still, when it comes to those things, still acting like we're in the Twilight Zone, or we're in the 10th century? Y'all talk about everything else, but when it comes to sex, all those things, it's like crickets. How come you're sleeping with somebody, the most intimate thing, and you're afraid to discuss certain things? There's birth control for women, there's birth control for men. Petra is asking, the question am I asking, did they have any conversation regarding having children, or where do they go if he doesn't want any child or children? That is my issue as well. And based on what she's saying, no, they didn't. Because she was kind of aware that he would propose to her. She thought, okay, propose, white little picket fence, little dog in the yard, a child, so like a rabbit and a goat in the back of the house. She had it planned in her head probably that I'm going to have a whole relationship and everything that comes with it. But how are you planning to get married to a person and you don't even know where they stand in terms of children? How many we want? How many can we afford to take care of? You're not just planning weddings and not preparing for the actual thing after. So I really can't beat up on him as much as I understand your plight and feel deeply for you, because this isn't something any woman is supposed to go through by herself, based on the stories I've heard. It's a process. It's a lot of things. Your body goes through changes. You can't eat this, you can't eat that, based on, So it's not something you want to go through. On top of it, you're still stressed. So for you saying you don't understand how a baby is tearing us apart, it is quite understandable, because it's something you want, but is it something that he wants? Maybe he wasn't ready to have a child at this point in time. Maybe based on his past experience with said ex-child mother, it left a bitter taste in his mouth and he decided he doesn't want to go down that road again. You never know. So before, and as much as you say, at the end of the day, listen to this, as much as I'm saying both has to accept responsibility, to me the onus lies on you as the woman, because the man can't get pregnant. He can impregnate you, but he cannot get pregnant. So everything, the burden is on you. So at the end of the day, the greater responsibility is still on you. If you realize, okay, things ain't going thing, and this man using protection, blah, blah, blah. Let me protect myself. You can't just leave it up to him. So the greater share of the responsibility lies on you as a woman, because you're the one who has to go through everything by yourself. Even if he's in your life, you're still the one swollen feet, nausea, vomiting all over the place, spitting all over the place. You can't eat this, you can't eat that. You can't even see your business. It's still you. So you have to accept the burden of the responsibility and stop leaving it up to somebody else. And then you're mad and upset when you can't get them to be a certain way or to take care of your child or be present in your child's life. We have to get smarter than this. We have to get wiser than this. It's like they're creating smartphones and we're still not, like, these phones are actually smarter than us. Gone are the days when you just got pregnant. You didn't know. You had a little calendar and you clicked on the days and you were off sometimes. Now there's an app that actually notifies you, hey, you're ovulating. Hey, this is not safe time. There's things like, so for the life of me, I can't see why we're still just having sex, getting pregnant. You are walking, Manda walking, and you're blaming everybody else. When are we going to stop? When are we going to start taking responsibility for our lives and our actions? Unprotected sex, apart from STDs, pregnancy is one of them and very high up on the list. So while I really empathize with you, I can't even be mad at him, because maybe it's something that you wanted and you never stopped and asked him what about what he wants. And it's not like you didn't. He had a baby, according to you, with someone he never even wanted to be with 12 years ago. Who would say he even wanted a baby? Probably just another child that happened as well. So what can we, apart from, have you tried talking to him about it? Because you're saying, how can he choose to have a baby with someone? He didn't choose. She probably just got pregnant as well. They didn't sit and discuss it and agree to have a child. Because if he never wanted, because you're contradicting yourself. On one hand, you're saying he had a baby with someone he never even wanted to be with 12 years ago. And then you're saying, how can he choose to have a baby with someone he hated and doesn't want a baby with someone he loves. He never chose it. She just happened to get pregnant as well, just like you. And whatever happened that made him hate her or dislike her or whatever the case might be, you were aware of that fact, did not have a conversation, probe deeper to find out, well, what's the reason you feel that way, or is it something you want to do? It just went about. Narissa says once you're having sex with a person, you must talk about children and all the consequences. Y'all need to stop being so casual with everything. Seriously. Come to bright us all into fetish. Kizzy, that alert works. That alert pops up like religiously. It's never off yet. It's always on time. Candy says, I said it in the comments and I'm saying it again. Going through a pregnancy alone is not for the weak. Stop letting people's opinions on social media tell you what to do. Forcing a man to step up and then you had to run up and down behind him doesn't make sense. He made up his mind. He doesn't want it. So don't blame him. 9 months of tears, yes, it's a blessing, but it's hard. And I think that is what we need. We need more women who go through these things to come out and speak to younger women who think that it's fun to have a baby and do nice photo shoot, maternity shoot. It looks nice on pictures. Social media, we keep falling in the trap of social media looks. It's not real life. Does not depict your current situation or your current reality. We're getting caught up seeing, these nice, elaborate maternity shoots with long red material floating in the wind, standing on the beach and standing on the end of a rock and long train of material blowing in the breeze and your makeup done and face beat to the gods and you're looking good, you're glowing in your pregnancy. But that is not the reality. Stop getting caught up in social media. Because after the pictures, you have to deal with the reality of dealing with it on your own when that man disappears and leaves you with only the pictures. Half of the maternity shoot, you never seen the man. It's like some women get pregnant by themselves. Where is the man? A maternity shoot supposed to include the man who impregnated you. It's like they're hiding. Women alone you're seeing going through all these maternity shoots and putting up me and my bundle of, not our bundle of joy, me and my bundle of joy, my blessing. Where is the our blessing? So stop getting caught up in the pictures. Stop getting caught up in the look of how it looks, but then you have to deal with it by yourself. It's like you're not checking what's happening in the supermarkets. You don't see much for tin milk, you don't see much for and all you unfolding cloth diaper and pin again. Young women don't know nothing about cloth diaper. I was telling my little cousin, but she asked me what they call it, so I'm like, so only Pampers, miss? She says she don't have time for that. She don't know what it... Do they even sell them white cloth diapers that you fold and pin up on child? Y'all see how much for Pampers and how much for a tin of milk? And that's just the stats. Y'all see how much for daycare? Y'all see how much for children clothes? How y'all do it? And y'all, people with 5 and 6 children, how y'all do it? Morning.
Hey, morning. I run out of advertising, independent agency that sell informal milk, and the price right, The price is right. So and we have a lot in stock, so they could go ahead and do things, man. we have there for for the infant.
I like your ways.
0 to 2, we have it right through, so they can do things. I mean, it's a milk day. Don't worry, you must mind. It's a milk day. Anybody see trouble, you want a little sponsorship, you can check me out. But I don't want to buy that thing. We need the nation to grow, Aaron. We need the nation.
So I can't take nothing serious in life, though. Huh? Serious conversation.
Aaron, a little point of thing, You see when they talk about bundle of joy, women always say, man, you see a man and a woman together, right? Mm-hmm. And both of them, you hear the woman say, our bundle of joy. They always say, my bundle of joy. You never get included as a man.
No, for real.
They always say my, but you could be right in the present. They say my bundle of joy.
Like you had nothing to do with it.
And nothing. So when the men and them decide they don't want to know photo shooting, I'm there. Can't vex. Can't vex the man because they don't say, all up they say, my bun not joy. Barely knows how to show you, my bun not joy. Like, you don't put on no work.
And sometimes the man see the picture like everybody else. They didn't even know photo shoot was going on.
Only want to say, your bun not joy. The man only decide, well, okay, your bun not joy, go figure it out.
All they probably do is give them a little change to pay for it. Or they even know that's what they're paying for. They ask for money, the ticket is to go by doctor, and all of a sudden you see a woman up on Facebook in photo shoot. You didn't even know about that photo shoot.
And they wonder where she get her money. Then they start to check on that one, if use the father. How can I see? You understand? Let me go and do the people work.
Yeah, all right, Papa. Hold your milk down there. Good. No, but you have a lot of milk. Let me tell you, I want to make the nation grow. The nation have to grow if we can afford to make the nation grow. When things hard, listen. When things start looking, the transformation start to kick in, we could talk about growing nation. But all for now, $100 they'll send you up in the courthouse to collect for child maintenance can make the country grow. $100. That is one tin of milk and one pack of Pampers. So that can make no country grow. Imagine $100 a month. Somebody tell me $75 they get a time? What $75 could do for a child? No talk for when they start to every minute they're hungry. Children are always hungry. You could pass by them 50 times, get them something. They always want snack. Always want juice. And then know where you're hiding them, going and take out juice in them little box and drinking it hot. Always want something to eat. Children always hungry. Before you elbow bed, they're hungry, they want to. Children always want. So you sit down there and talk about making the country grow. I hope you're contributing to the growth by same women coming to you and you could give them something to hold. Somebody here says, some people don't even want children. Even if he has one, doesn't mean he wants another. His love for you and his wanting a child are two separate items. It will tear the relationship apart because you are essentially forcing him to father a child. Yes, we know it takes two to tango, but when the consequences hit, not everyone is capable or willing to handle them. They like to open fridge. Before they could even walk and crawl, they're standing up in front fridge and pulling door and peeping inside like they put something inside it. They don't care what it is they bite in it. They bite in pepper, they bite in tomato, they bite in anything they see inside fridge. Once they could open it for themselves. So you don't scrunch in and have your two little thing there. By the time you come back, you see little teeth mark on it. They're in your fridge biting up everything. If you put 3 apples in the fridge, they bite in 3 of them and put it back. Yeah, make it seem as though it's an easy thing, but it's not. So when people say they don't want and they respect their wishes, because y'all never come out and say, you know what? Yes, it's a blessing. Yes, it's nice to have them, but it's also this part of it. You know, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of financing, a lot of support. Y'all only paint this glossy picture, but let people know the real deal when it comes to having a child or children. So let people make informed decisions. Stop making it seem as though, because at that time, you know, this child takes a village to it. No village generation, no child again. Because you have younger grandmothers. Grandmother wants to be in band playing mass. You want to play mass. Grandma ain't staying home and watch no child. Fete, show, grandma want to be out. Your neighbor want to be out. Your brother ain't have time for that. Your sister ain't have time for that. Everybody outside. So you inside depressed, frustrated, and then what you do, you start taking out your depression and frustration on said child. Father nowhere to be found. Nobody to give you a hand. You have to go to work, from work, daycare, pick up child, home. All man and the brother busy, they ain't have time. Yeah, just keep painting this beautiful picture, but not showing the other parts of it. That will scare a lot of people into waiting before they actually do, when they're in a better place financially, they have a job, all those things, and they have a supportive partner. Because a lot of the times when these young mothers, these young women get pregnant, they're doing it all by themselves. Fathers are nowhere to be found. How many mornings I'm driving down and I'm seeing these young ladies with their child going to the school. What's the name of the school? Pam? And I look at them and I'm like, wow. Proud of you for still continuing and at least trying to further your education and not just stopping or dropping off wherever you stopped. But sometimes I look at them and I feel a tinge of sadness because it's not easy for them. And it's not like they have transportation. So they're taking the bus and then they're walking up their to go to the place with their child with a little bag on their side. And they're young. You can see baby on their faces. So it's like a baby holding a baby. And not what you're gonna hear most of the time is mean send you and make no child. That's what you're hearing. Caller, you can call back. Sorry, I missed your call. Call me back. I ain't send you and make no child. So you have to handle your child for yourself. Child father nowhere to be found. We honestly need to have some big sister programs. Where are y'all? The people that are out, the moral police that are out making noise over what grown women do on stage. How come we don't hear you all coming out and volunteering to be big sisters to young women so they don't get or don't make the same mistakes that we made? How come we don't have these conversations? Y'all don't talk to them like this. How are you both using your platform to do that? To uplift or help? Why you keep cutting off? Don't cut off. Stay and I'll get to you because I'm looking at the light. You see, you can afford to show your picture of your baby, your bundle of joy, because you're a supportive father. You're there in your child's life, and I like that. Morning.
Morning. Children, you there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Children are not for a parent. Children are for parents, right? And like you are saying, it is. I'm not hearing you.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. These aren't for children are not for a parent. Children are for parents, and preferably mature folks. All this so-called bundle of joy, I went through that 5 times. They are beautiful not because they are big. You are a time when I did not have the ego when I just got married. So I had to drop 2 children in Green Street. I was working by Martin Coates Warehouse. My wife was in teachers college. Drop children off. Hurry, go down there. Come back up, get somebody to pick them up to hold them for me. We can't finish in 4. Pay for that. And all these other things. It is a very, very serious thing. People just... You tried to explain it and you did a very good job. But you probably didn't experience it yourself. Take it from a man who experienced it. The guy was there and it was me and my wife. It just was me alone. It wasn't her alone. And it was god-awful difficult. Believe you me, it was difficult. When it grew even bigger, yeah, sometimes I didn't want to expose my children to the noise of carnival. So I stayed home with my children if my wife wanted to go and look at mass, because I'm not exposing them at this young age to damage their ears with the boom boom song of carnival. You want to go this, but you have the children there. Eventually, my wife teach all her life, still teaching. And I started to leave her home and go with my children to give her a break. So me and my 5 children, sometimes I have 5 daughters hanging out, going to cricket, football, whatever, a bunch of them. These things are serious things. And like you say, instead of checking on who's doing what and who's had the latest, and this is conversation you should have. Occasionally you get somebody to bring them on the station and talk about that, about things like that.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you must do that. It's not this fancy. It's not this fancy so-called bundle of joy and just crying in the night. You ever had a child? I mean, you never had one yourself.
I had siblings, trust me, and I was like the next mother. You know, when you're the only girl for a while, you become the mother that the mother, when she's out doing, you automatically start taking care of them. That's why I know about all the cloth diaper and having to clean them out and put blue and wash them and all them things in there.
I know about all these things.
And when your mother taking a rest in the night, you the one who have to get up and go and boil water and make tea and sit up with child. Listen.
I used to do that all the time because my wife teaching tea. Have 30, 40 children a day, and come in the night, the children, I have to wake up. Sometimes, and I had a job after time where I work late, so sometimes I come home 11 in the night, and I have to take over baby. So could you imagine come home 11 with the intention of sleeping, and baby wake up 12, and then when you put in the sleep, you wake up 1, and she wake up 2, and the first 2 were so close a year and 5 months apart. That was never part of the script. right? We did everything to try to survive. I only wanted 2 children, I ended up with 5. So in those days, we didn't have, well, we had contraceptive, but the cycle, or the rhythm, as they call it, it did not always work. I went for the rhythm occasionally. But please, ladies, young women who are listening, don't be fooled by this so-called bundle of joy. I went on them, this is the joy now. My last one is 22. I don't even know if she's in the house at some time. I don't know if she's in or out. Because, well, she'll say she's going. But I have no take over them. This is now the joy. And they go, oh, Dad, look, I bring some cashew nuts for you. Now is the absolute joy. Not when you're, and mind you, expense never over until university is finished. You look for all of that. I mean, just to go to UE, it costing you over $230,000 for a bachelor's.
And that's a per child.
That is per child. I had go UE and one go to Midwestern. So you know that I spent over $700,000 and
It's an investment.
you mean these things, and I tell you right through here, two haven't gone yet.
So you ain't even finished yet.
I ain't even finished yet, and I tell those already. I am forcibly retired. Your mom reaching to retirement age. Somehow all that to get it for you all.
Get your friend for yourself. Time for
Yeah,
you to
yeah,
rest.
We can
Time for you
do
to
it.
rest. Time for you to enjoy life now, man.
Yeah, man, that is our intention. My wife coming home sometime, so, and I'm going to enjoy, not worry with children and university. Believe me, they have to go on their own. All these things you have to look for because.
But you give them a good start. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. They're all working comfortably and that sort of thing. In what people will call a good job. One in the bank, one in flow. The last 2 others have degrees already, so they're teaching in time CC, all this kind of thing. So that there is the thing you have to look at.
But you just said it wasn't a one man or one woman thing. It was not a single parent situation. It was
no, it
parents.
was
And
us.
sadly, we don't have parents. What you have is a parent.
It was us, and it was so difficult. Could you imagine? I could imagine one person trying to do what my wife and I did. It was monumentally difficult. Believe you me, it was hard. It was days when you struggle. You're trying to put 2 pieces of things together to get to eat, and pay a mortgage and pay a car note, and oh God, please, people, make up your mind what you are doing, know what you are doing, and get somebody to tell you the vagaries of such actions.
Gotcha.
Have a great day.
Alrighty, thanks so much. I need a volunteer. Tomorrow is International Women's Day. I need a volunteer, a mother, anybody who's been through it, who's struggled, who's had a lot of ups and downs and, in a better place now to speak. I need somebody for tomorrow to speak. Let's encourage and uplift women tomorrow. It's International Women's Day, March 8th. Any volunteers? Anybody would like to? No, you don't have to be in camera if you don't want to. You can just get your voice. But we'd love to have somebody to have the hard conversations, because too many times we gloss over and try to nice and fancy up things, and we don't let people know exactly what it is. That could be a deterrent if we tell people exactly what it is, not just don't make child. Let them know the advantages and the disadvantages, because yes, bundle of joy, but at one point it's almost like your life literally stops. Any plans you have, you got to put them on hold, because you can't do both. You have to put it on hold so you're able to take care of that child. You want to travel, you want to further your education. It literally puts your life, and if you're not disciplined enough, it's hard to get back on track. So you end up dead end jobs, getting a little blight here, a little blight there, and struggling for the majority of it. We have to get to a point where we have the conversation. As Marlene says, the moral of the story, don't be afraid to have the difficult, essential conversations and take control of your fertility. I don't make nobody make you feel bad or try to use that against you. Anybody can make me feel bad. I know my decisions. I know why I made certain decisions. So don't get caught up in this peer pressure or be bullied into, okay, I don't have a child, so let me make one before people say I can't make. Hello? You can't even go to those people and ask them for a tin of milk. You can't go to them and ask them for some wipes. Nothing. So why are we making people so in control of our decisions and our lives? You know you're not in a position to, but they will say, You get to a certain age and you run and do it because people will say, and people ain't doing ish for you. Stop giving people so much power over your life and your decisions. You don't want, you don't want. You're not ready, you're not ready. Stop forcing children on people and you're not doing anything to help them. Let people go at their own pace when they're ready. They're in a position to take care of and not have to stretch their hand out or ask anybody for help. Stop it. Petra, you can hit me up on my WhatsApp. Would really appreciate if you can. Okay, Val and Petra. All right, good. We're starting work early. Petra, hit me up on my messenger. Hit me up on my messenger, okay? Would really, really appreciate it. Like I said, International Women's Day would love to have conversation with women who are not afraid to speak on those things, because we need to have the conversations. And it's not to belittle anyone, but it's to empower you, to put you in a better place, a stronger footing, so you make decisions that can benefit you and your child at whatever stage or point you decide to have one, and you're not forced or unprepared, or you're just pregnant because you just get pregnant and it's unplanned and you're struggling for the rest of your life. We're not about that. It's time for us to get it together, honestly. Yeah? So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much, everyone, for checking into the room. Yeah, but one child is no child. And forcing you on to make 2 and 3 that you could barely afford to take care of. Listen, we'll continue the conversation tomorrow, guys. Thanks, everybody, for checking in. I'll see y'all. Thank you so much, Western Union. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, all right?